the arms of government and even the three levels of government for development to thrive in any society. However, because man has to be checked, there is a line to how much relationship there is between the three arms of government. That's where the conundrum is. How much is too much? How much is too much? So I'm going to do a bit of history again. In 2019, after the general election, the APC won yet again and formed the government at the federal level. And guess what? They learned from their mistake. And Ahmed Lawan became the Senate president. But you would remember that Ahmed Lawan went and knelt down before the president. Yet again, independence of arms of government. And some of you say, why is this important for us to talk about? I tell you, you see those people at the Alo chambers or Alo chamber, they represent you and I at the federal level. If your problem in your community would become a national discourse, it will start from that Alo chamber. If there is no pipe-borne water in your community and your government at the state is not doing anything about it, which it should, or even the local government, you've got those legislators, your representatives, to represent you at the national level and give you a voice. That's why they're there. They're not there to fill up their pockets like we've been told. No, they're not there to collect those huge amount of, what they call it now, the allowances, or whatever the name is. They're not there for all of that. What they are there for is to primary function. Make laws that benefit you and represent you so that your voice can be heard during national conversations. And so, should they be kneeling before the president? Already the president is also a representative of you. But you see, he's an executioner. Allow me to use that word. He executes projects. But he has to be checkmates or checkmated, whatever the word is. I can't remember now. But hey, what I'm trying to say, someone has to check on him to ensure he's doing the right thing, the appropriate thing. And that's where our representatives, because we all can be in government, our voices cannot be heard all at the same time. And now we have come to 2023. And the so much talked about 10th National Assembly. And because we've become more politically conscious over the years as a people, it is rife that this is talked about. And I'll tell you why. Because we are seeing a repetition of what happened in 2019, where, they might just underline that might just be some kind of love affair between the legislative arm of government and the executive arm of government. Is that a bad thing? Not entirely. Because if both arms of government have the people in mind, then that love affair can be very beneficial to the people. I want you to understand that part, please. That love affair can be beneficial to the people that they are representing or governing over. But is it going to be a kneeling down affair where a Senate president says, anything you say? I hope you remember that statement. And that's why, I was asking you during the big headline, should we tell Ahmed Lawan when he said he doesn't care if he's remembered as a rubber stamp senator or senate? Should we tell him when he said it in 2019 that anything the former president said was law, was good, was fantastic? Should we remind him? Are we going to have a repeat of that? Or possibly, do you see a Saraki deja vu? Do you see a Saraki deja vu? And yet again, this is important. The leadership of the National Assembly, to a large extent, will determine the quality of the life of the people. Bills will become laws. It starts from the National Assembly. Setting executive orders, I know you take it to court, but then again, they can also be vetoed by the National Assembly. Setting things are there that the National Assembly can do to ensure that the quality of our lives become better. Well, I do not want to sound like, sing song. You already know the story. The APC has blessed certain people to man the leadership positions in the National Assembly. Akpabio for Senate President, Abbas for Speaker of House of Reps, the Governor of Rivers, or former Governor of Rivers, I should learn to say that, was at the Villa on Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah, Monday. And he told us in his media chats that he was there to speak on behalf of the South. And so the first question in my head is, should Akpabio be, sorry about that, should Akpabio be the one emanating from the South or emerging on behalf of the South? Do we have other senators from the region? Of course we do. But who can man that position and represent the South? Or do you think Akpabio is the best choice? And this is a very good question, because yet again, this is the choice of the party as chosen by the president, because he is the leader of the party. And I'm saying this is not time for party politics. This is time for governance. So who's the best person for that position? By the way, Wase, who is the deputy speaker right now of the House of Reps, right? I think that has been I think they've been dissolved, right? Or was it? I think they have been. The former speaker, then I can say, is also saying, see, I will not agree to the zoning principles of the APC, even though Tinubu has warned aggrieved party members in the National Assembly, the incoming National Assembly, to please follow the party's principles and selection. So what will you have? Remember again, I'm not saying it based on, and I need you to learn how to, when you're on hard facts, drop your party affiliations. We're not talking party now. We're talking governance. The prices of food commodities in the marketplace right now, hitting everybody, is not coming to ask you what party do you belong to so I can reduce the price. He's hitting everybody, irrespective of religion, geopolitical zones, and even political party. Everybody's buying fuel at the price that or petrol at the price that they're buying petrol. And both Christians, Muslims, APC, PDP, Labour, everybody is feeling the brunt. So from a perspective of governance, would you like to have an independent National Assembly? If you want an independent National Assembly, how do you think we can achieve it? Do you think it's okay, like some people have said, for the president to, say, okay, this guy's good, this guy's great, let's make them leaders of the National Assembly? Do you think that's what we should do? Because when there is too much familiarity, what do they say? You know that saying, right? So should the selection be an APC affair? And like I said, there is nothing wrong when there is that handshake between the various arms of government. But at what point does that handshake become too long? A handshake. All right. Or do you have, and should it be an APC affair, or do you have a better option? That's what I want us to talk about right now. Because you've got representatives, from your senatorial districts. You've got representatives at the National Assembly. How would you want them to represent you in the selection of who becomes what's at the national level. 0817 00002. Once again, 0817 923, I beg your pardon, 0002. Okay, I think I have a commercial break coming up. So after the commercial break, I start taking your calls. Should we have the APC? It's not like we can actually change it, but maybe we can actually talk so loud that the people from the opposition parties can follow what the people actually want from our little corners. In River State, we've got, two persons from opposition parties, APC Labour Party, one in Okrika, one in Falga. So I'm thinking maybe we can talk so loud that they can hear, and then they can take the pulse of the people to others in various parts of the country. And when they finally convene the 10th Assembly, just maybe the voice of the people, which is the voice of God, will be heard loud and clear. And that's the conversation I want to have on the show this evening, and I'm hoping that you would indulge. Once again, I'm Kalada Kuribatabo, and you're listening to Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. 24 minutes can pass the hour 5 after the commercial break, very short one. And when I come back, headline news, then I'll take your calls and your text messages. You can start dropping your messages, 0809 0306 Remember, we're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH, active on Twitter, Nigeria Info PH, and live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. Good evening once again.
Hey countryman, since I discover Kel Technologies, my suffer for printing don't end though, because
to justice over murder of son. Police yet to speak after killing of tricycle operator by suspected street urchin in Ogbogoro River State. Environmental expert Ruben Okparamma calls for incentives to preserve environment. Stakeholder in River State calls for construction of dam to stop flooding. 10th National Assembly to be inaugurated next week, Tuesday. Federal government declares Monday, June 12, public holiday to mark Democracy Day. In business, Nigeria loses 150 billion naira to gas flaring in 4 months. In entertainment, family confirms death of former Britain's Got Talent contestant Kerry Ann Donaldson. In sports, FIFA announces review of allowance of female players in next month's Women's World Cup. And the foreign scene, explosion near a mosque in Afghanistan kills 11 people. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Kalada Kurubatabo. Good evening, the stations.
We are a people that when they realize whoever is contesting them or is rejecting their purpose, they see that person as an enemy.
Okay.
What do I mean? Why would a good candidate who will be and fight for the interest of the masses, for the benefit, for the propagation of the goodwill of the people, be rejected?
Who was rejected?
The only country where you see people, individual, whatever position you are fighting for good thing, what will benefit the people. But because of their selfish interest, they will close you, they will seal your mouth, and they will castigate you and finish you. You are the enemy. That is the problem.
All right then. All right. Thank you very much, Christian.
You're welcome.
I've got Dakuku from Eche. Dakuku.
Good
Greetings.
evening, Canada. This is Akuku from Apokiti.
All right, got Dakuku. Welcome.
Now, this is our representative. We elected them for them to represent us, but most of them are not representing us well. When they come village or come community, when you complain some problems to them, they will not even, they will say they will look into it. That they look into it will end there. And for me, to elect consider anybody that's supported by the president, they should not elect that person as the Senate president because he will dance the dues of the president. Instead of arguing something with the president, he will lie to the president to deal with Nigeria. That's why we don't have a good
but Dakuku, Dakuku, can you hear me? Your place is very noisy, though. Does Akpabio sound like someone who would dance to the tune of anybody?
Okay. Hello?
Did you hear what I said or asked? Does Akpabio, sound or appear like someone who will dance to the tune of anybody?
He will dance to the tune of president. I'm just telling you, if there's something to start, they should look another person. Instead of that, they should look opposition, PDP person, to be elected as the Senate president, then go see that family. He will dance to the tune of president.
Okay.
That's why we're having problem in this country.
All right.
Even in the state.
All right.
They elected somebody to dance to some governor. So
All right.
whatever he said, they will agree. They cannot argue for certain things. Any bill because they will have to pass it to certain things.
All right. Thank you, Dakuku. Thank you very much. Muriel, why are all of you in a noisy place? Yeah, good evening to you.
When I listen to all these things, you ask the question, who do you think would have been better to occupy this position? I began to wonder, I said, I wish Governor Wike contested as a senator. To me, he would have been the best option for the South.
Okay.
But nonetheless, we have Senator Akpabio now online. And last month he told us that we should not judge him based on his record as a former NDDC boss, that we should judge him based on the record of as when he was a governor, how he performed. So let's just play the devil's advocate and take him based on that. For now, I think they should give in. But I think when you say there is no way you can separate the legislation from the executive because they are the majority and the president is in charge. Most times is in charge of selecting who he wants. So most times they become rubber stamps. But for me, I would suggest if there's a way we the Nigerians we will vote our Senate president independently, it would have been a better idea. After all the elections, they do a by-election for Nigerians to select their Senate president, somebody that will stand for them. I think it would have been better.
All right,
thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Promise from Rumo Dumaya. Promise, greetings to you.
Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, good evening. What's on your mind?
My brother, I just want to say this as short as possible. I think Akpabio is the best candidate to be asked.
From the South
or
general. Okay.
Those Akpabio today, we all know how primitive Akpabio was before the onset of Akpabio. But today, whatever shape Akpabio has today, it is traceable to Akpabio. Yes, there is no one that doesn't have any fault. So many persons will be talking about the East-West road sagas of the thing. Please, we all have our own past and faults. Akpabio remains the best.
All right.
For Tinubu to even point fingers to Akpabio, our able governor, former governor in Rivers State, Governor Wike pointing fingers to Akpabio, even me myself talking with you, I think Akpabio is the best candidate for that portfolio. And he should be given that portfolio. Thank you, Ejeku Promise.
All right, Promise, thank you very much. But I've got this message on WhatsApp that says Senator Henry Serake Dixon would have been a good option from South for the Senate presidency if not for party differences. He is well abreast with legislative procedures as a former member of the House of Representatives and now a second-time senator to be in the 10th Assembly. JB Woji or JB from Woji. Do you think, if we were to judge Dixon, former Governor Dixon or Senator Dixon by his antecedents, can we really say, really? Okay, all right. But another name has popped up, Dixon. Do you think Dixon It's worthy name to challenge Akpabio from the South. That is interesting. I've got Daniel, and he's calling from Transamadi. Hello, Daniel.
Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening to you.
For me, we live in Nigeria, whereby before we begin to elect our leader, we look at it from tribe.
Okay.
Sentiment, not capacity.
Okay.
Even Governor Wike have already brings a certain tribalism on it. And some people say it's Akpabio. But what I want is very simple. We should have a senior president that will be completely independent of the executive. That is what democracy is all about. It is not a senior president that whatever the president says, they will sign it. How much are we owing today? Because one is just an extension of the executive.
All right.
Wearing legislative uniform. But it's just an extension of the executive. Whatever Buhari bring in, he signs. They will go and borrow money. But when you have independent, completely a man who have your own mindset of what legislature is all about.
Daniel, let me pause you. So yeah, they signed. But what if what the then president was asking for was very important, and them being in governance and seeing what the president was seeing, decided to sign, and just maybe that's why they signed, not necessarily because they had earlier knelt down before the president.
Then president that are rational. When a president brings a bill, if it is a bill that have to represent the masses and you look at it, then you lobby for it, then good for it. But not that when you know that this bill will plug Nigeria in crisis because the man supported you, then you have no choice than to sign it. And I don't see any relationship. When somebody says, let's see Judge when he is a governor, I don't see any relationship between a governor and being a legislature. You are there to make laws. You are not there to govern a state. Those laws you are going to make will affect almost the whole Nigerians. Not almost, the whole Nigerians. So lawmaking have nothing to compare when you are a governor or when you are NDDC minister. It's all about making laws. And those laws have to be effective for Nigerians. So I'm not here to preach a tribalism of his man is from Southeast or the man is from South. I am here, for me, if the president of APC is supporting Akpabio, believe me, it's going to become a hanky-panky something that whatever Tinubu said in Aso Rock, Akpabio will not say, praise the Lord, everybody say hallelujah. Become a bill. It shouldn't be so. And that's why our democracy is dying. Because when we don't have people that will stood up and say, Mr. President, this thing is done is wrong, then Aso Rock will have so much power and do whatever they want to do. And tomorrow we are shouting a grow democracy. I think we shouldn't grow democracy in that kind of mindset. For me, let them have a dependent Senate president. That will be better for Nigeria. Not the one that Tinubu will speak. The next morning, he will sign the bill, become a law.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you very much for your time. And Daniel just reminded me, on Monday will be Democracy Day. Since 1999 up until today, we've been able to keep our democracy. So this is a very good conversation for that. 10th National Assembly. Jimmy calling from Port Harcourt. Jimmy, good evening to you. What's on your mind?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I can hear you, Jimmy. Good evening to you. Welcome.
Am I up to...
Jimmy, I can hear you.
Mazi?
No, this is not Mazi. This is Kalada.
Okay. Sorry.
All right, then. Thank you very much. But you spoke with my call screener. All right, Prince from Rumigbo, welcome. Prince, greetings to you. Hello, Prince.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Welcome.
Kalada.
Welcome, Prince.
In every democracy, we have three arms of government.
I agree. And
in other forms of government, we also have arms of government. Like in a military government, we also have the judiciary and the executive. Everything we don't have in those forms of government is the legislature. So the legislature is the semblance of democracy, is the core and the foundation of democracy. part and parcel, inseparable part of democracy. And it's the most important arm in this form of government. Is that it shouldn't be a thing that we'll be playing with. Because all of us are in that chamber by representation. So, and our common interests should be made known through that poll or that chamber.
All right.
So I think that I have no they will not pocket it. It's pocketed by the executive. It becomes that then legislature any form of democracy.
All right.
That's input and making. So this game they are trying to play with Akpabio, I think should not work.
All right then.
It seems to be in favor of Nigerian masses.
All right then. Thank you very much, Prince. I've got Wachuku calling from Aba. Wachuku, welcome. Good evening.
Thank you, Karaga.
Yeah, welcome.
The 10th National Assembly, Akpabio, I'm quite sure Akpabio is qualified.
Okay.
You know, likewise every other candidate that meets up with Senate Standero. But take a look at 9 National Assembly. Everything Buhari, the former president, demanded, the Senate president always makes sure that it's given to him. For me, that is not democracy. That is not democracy.
We can't actually say. Can you listen to me, Wachuku?
I would like it to be like that anymore.
Okay.
Let them contest. As in, whoever the president wants, for me, is not the best candidate for the job.
Okay.
Let the National Assembly elect their leader. I prefer Yari. My take, I prefer Yari to all of them.
All right then. All right. Thank you.
Competition.
Thank you very much. I was going to say, not everything that former President Buhari asked for was given to him. Remember the Electoral Act, there was a part of it, and there was the back and the forth between the National Assembly and the and the executive arm of government. There was also some other thing I'm trying to remember. You remember the NDDC switch? Okay, off your mic is wrong English, but that's how it was said. You remember that incident, the off your mic incident? But anyway, I'm going to go to Nkpoi Kanke Udwaka says, I think they are already quarreling on I'm not going to be a part of that quarrel. I'm just going to leave Facebook now and get to WhatsApp, and let's see what I've got there. This one says, greetings, Kalade. On the lighter note, although Senator Ahmed Lawan said that the Senate under his leadership would endorse any request of the Buhari administration, but facts and events stated otherwise. For instance, the 9th Senate on 28 December rejected the ex-President Buhari's request to restructure the 27.7 trillion naira ways and means advances collected by the federal government from the CBN. But they later did. Go check your records. They later did. Also, the 9th National Assembly equally rejected the National Water Resources Bill of the Buhari's administration, ETC, after he left office. The above event signified that Ahmed Lawan Senate is not a rubber stamp Senate. Unfortunately, many people in Southeast and South-South wish an antagonistic relationship between Buhari and the National Assembly to satisfy their hatred for the Buhari's administration. All over the world, the National Assembly works harmoniously with the executive for rapid development. Currently, Senator Godswill Akpabio is one of the most senior senators from the South now, so he should be given the opportunity to man the Senate leadership. Emi Fiaga, my very good friend, should experience, or I don't want to call it experience. Is it because of how many years you have served as a senator that should qualify you for that position? I'm wondering, should it be like that? This one says, good evening, presenter. I think former Governor Akpabio is fit and capable of Senate presidency position. Well, experience and a former minority leader in the Senate, Governor Wike, have said it all. Akpabio deserves it. I'm Great Sylvester, thank you very much. And this one says, you asked if Akpabio will dance to the tune of the president. Yes, I did ask. He will not only dance but eat with the president. I will vote Senator Dixon. Akpabio can't be trusted. He was minority leader and they come just to belong. Can Nigerians choose the Senate president and speaker if Tinubu says he will consult Nigerians and governors? Is it Nigerians that told him to select Akpabio? Emeka is asking. But Emeka, would Dixon not also dance to the tune? I mean, think about it. They're all former governors, former senators. So why do you think Dixon would not dance to the tune of the president? I beg your pardon. But I'm looking for your calls now. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. What do you think should be the selection process? Should we have the president through the party APC, reel out names that will fill the various positions? Or do you think there is a better process in selecting who the leaders would be in the incoming National Assembly? I'd like to really hear from you, because these are representatives and this will affect how the bills will eventually be passed when they start functioning. And yes, I do agree there should be the handshake between the legislative and the executive arms of government, but should we let it get to the elbow? Should we let it linger for too long? That's the question. That is the million naira question. I've got 3 minutes to a commercial break, so I'm going to take this call now. Let's see. Hello?
Yes,
hello? Okay, the connection has been lost. So I'm going to reel out the numbers one more time. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. How do you think the selection process should go? And that's the question I'm asking. 92.3.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. What's your name?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel, welcome.
I want to ask you, did you remember one, is it Okadibo? Yes, Okadibo, one former president, Okadibo, who served during Obasanjo regime.
Senate president, you mean?
Yes, Senate president. I think for me, it is the best Senate president ever Nigeria has produced, for me.
All right.
I don't care what any other person would say. Right from then till death, we'll be having Robert Stamp Senate presidents who will always say yes, sir, to the president, and who will always go and kneel down even before the president.
So how do we get a better process? Because we don't have much time. So let's get to the
the better process is not to allow the executive influence any other election that should be carried out by the House. It shouldn't be influenced by the executive, not by the president.
All right then.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nathaniel. There. This one on WhatsApp says separation of power in democracy is theoretical but not practical. Jackson from Aba. I've got Clinton. Do I have enough time for Clinton? But I'm just going to take it. Clinton, you've got less than 1 minute, so quickly, Clinton.
Yeah, Akalada. Let's get right.
I'm sorry, I've got to let you go. There's not enough time. I've got a commercial break coming up next, so I'm sorry about that. But that's the much we can take. The open season. I'll take your thoughts and I'll receive your calls. Stay tuned to 92.3, because up next is the news at 6.